All right, so welcome to the surveying. I guess you could call this the survey crew for the roadbed. I finally have cork roadbed. I haven't glued anything down. Excuse me, haven't glued anything down yet. I've got glue. Turns out I've got more glue than I thought. I found myself a second bottle of it. So I've unpinned my track. I'm thinking I'm actually gonna put a switch in right here. Yep, let's back up a little bit. Put a switch there. So that way when I get to a bit more advanced point, I can actually put together a switching, a little bit of a switching something in here. But for now, we're just doing a simple oval. It's a little wonky, but I wanted it that way. I didn't want it to be perfect circles and straights. So there's my sections. Now, I do have, before anybody says anything, I've got flex track, but it's not, oops, oh, blast it. That's the smokestack to an engine stall. Anyways, I got sections of flex track, but it's really poor condition. I'm not messing with it. So it all came in a box that it was a lot more organized than what it is now. But here's my box of tracks of assorted sizes, shapes, switches, condition, quality, whatever, I don't know. I got it for like $100 off of Facebook because this is nothing more than a glorified test track. Like, I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm going to do the cork roadbed just to learn me something new. I'm not too worried about the noise reduction or whatever, but hey, it'll be nice because whatever. That's what I've been told, is that's the purpose of cork. Let's see here. Fits under all brands of track. Good, because I don't know what brand I even have. I think it might have been in the description, but when I bought it, I don't know. Looks like real ballast. Beveled for realistic appearances. Easy to cut and shape. Excellent sound absorption. So I bought 2 boxes just to make sure I got plenty of cork, and if I have leftover, I have leftover. Plus I got the stuff that came with my purchase. But I decided to go with, I keep backing into my chair. Decided to go with fresh, unmessed with, right out of the box cork, because if I'm going to start, might as well give it some decent quality, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get this front portion laid out and curve it. Just, I need to learn how to curve. I need more weight, something to hold the stuff down. I got my tacks, so I'll be using those to pin it. I've seen people do. I'm probably going to start here. So what I've done, if you look over this way, I've marked each section just so I know what pieces go where in case I mess up something. But it also gives me a good idea of where the track is. Also, I'm going to be using the pinholes from the tack pins that are in the wood as guides, I guess. But I'm going to start right here on this, right where this straight and curve come together. I'm just going to tug it that way. There we go. I'll get better at camera. Forgive me. This is my first layout video. So, but I'll get it glued down one strip at a time. That's what I saw one guy do. I've watched like 3 or 4 different videos, and you know, most guys are doing layouts for like they're doing a modular section, or they're doing their own home layout or whatever, and way more complex than what I'm doing. Oh, someone's in the ice outside. So I'm just gonna keep it simple, stupid, the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. So we got the road bed, so I'll tack it down and then let it dry. So I'll go inside the house and do something and come back, do the next, because I've only got so many pieces of weight to hold things down. Because I'm gonna try to at least get this section, get into this curve, but gotta take some time and be careful with it. And once I get all this track down, or all the road bed down, my next step will be to put the track down on top. And then once the track is down, I'll glue it. And then I've also got, where'd I put them? Let's focus. There you go. Atlas track nails, 8/0 and in scale, item number 2540. So I'll use those. I got my wood glue. So you know what? I got plenty of weights. I got tons of sodas, or not sodas. I got Arizona iced tea. I drink that, so I don't drink soda. But anyways, I'll be able to set it down because it says it's got like a 20-30 minute glue time, dry time, and then I can probably move on to the next piece. So I could get this section done tonight. And then, yeah, once this is done, I'll be able to just lift this whole section. I'm not going to really lift it all the way up, but it's just sitting on a table. That's it. That's a layout, and it's got some hinges back here. Where are they at? There we go. So there's hinges, and I don't have anything to grind down the screws on the other side. From the other side, they're pretty sharp. That's why I got this little swope curve right here. Well, actually, it's because of it on this side. I tried to kind of sweep around it just so I don't mess with them. And the curve just ended up what it is, but I think I should be able to clear the screws right there with the road bed, but I'll worry about it when I get that far on that side. So So once I get the road bed down, I can lay the track down. I've seen some guys, they just use the wood glue and glue the track right down on the cork. Be sure to leave your comments and suggestions and thoughts and whatever you got to say. Because I'll be honest, I don't know half of what I'm doing. That's usually how I do this. Like, I mean, it's kind of a mess right now, but most of this is just because I didn't know what I was doing. And now I got all this stuff. One of the things I've also got that I don't think I've brought up on my YouTube channel. No, I don't think I have. So we're going to sit here and talk about it. Just so I have something to post this video up and have what they call content. Is that what the YouTubers do? We content post. So this is an HO scale 1/87th of the Virginia and Truckee Railroad engine house. It was known as the Old Stone Fort. This was more than just an engine house, though. So, this model is a representation of the heart of the Virginia and Truckee Railroad. It had engine shops, it had paint shops, it had fabricating, it had a forge, it had ironworks, it had everything. They in one of the books that I've read, they were forging and building mining equipment for, of course, the mines up in Virginia City, but they were shipping parts as far as Mexico. Now, in 1875, what year did they get it finished? Pretty sure it was finished by 1875. I don't got the book out here to give the exact, I don't have the exact year because I haven't gotten that ingrained into my brain yet. But point is, coming from Nevada, you'd have to go up the Virginia and Truckee to Transcontinental Railroad. And then, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know how you would probably send it down to San Francisco, the parts, and then it would probably go from boat down the coast to Mexico. I don't know when they started putting trains from the Transcontinental Railroad connection. I'll have to actually look into that. That's something I'm going to look into now. Now I'm curious. I'm sure they also probably had wagons or something, but at that point you'd be using the railroad to ship equipment, mining equipment. So anyways, this was built, forgive me, I don't know the original creator's name. I'll just tell you how I came to be in possession of it. So, I was telling somebody down at the museum how if I had $1 million, I would do if you've seen like the La Mesa Model Railroad where they have an almost full like 30-40 miles of the Tehachapi Loop and I think it's Bakersfield and a whole bunch of area, and it's a massive layout. But I see that and I go, if somebody could create that, I want to create the Virginia and Truckee as it was at the height of the big bonanza boom, at the height of the Silver Rush, and Virginia City was full of all sorts of cast and characters and mines and mills, and you had Mark Twain there at one point. And it's a period of history that nobody really recognizes anymore, especially when you look into the V&T. You'll mostly see the photos of it from like the 1920s and 30s and 40s up until it was shut down in 1950. But you don't see a whole lot of 19th century Virginia Truckee content out there because, aside from a handful of old black and white photos, there's not a whole lot out there, at least not that I have discovered yet. So, I'm sure there's more that I don't know. Well, I know there's more that I don't know. But I would love to see if I had $1 million, I would love to see a layout, model railroad museum style layout of the Virginia and Truckee, where you get to see all the different mines and how the railroad was literally the crookedest railroad in the world is what they called it at the time. To get down from Virginia City down to Carson City, down to Carson River, where it could get to all the mills on the river. And then the operations that they had coming from the foothills of the Sierra Nevadas, where you had the flumes for the wood coming down from the Lake Tahoe tree cutting companies. And there's just so much history that you just don't see anymore because there's just not a whole lot of it out there. And I was explaining this to one of the other individuals, and he said, let me show you something. And so they took me to one of the storage spaces, and he showed me this amazing, if in rough looking condition, this amazing model of the old engine house. She needs some love, she needs some care. You know, I mean, thankfully this is all very light and I'm not too worried about resting that. This isn't a very sturdy material, model. Let me rephrase that. Move this out of the way. You can see in between, I got myself some railroad ties. I've got my maintenance of way train. That's just waiting to be worked on at some point. But surprisingly, this is all made out of foam here on the side. This is all tin on the roof. And I don't think I can get the lighting or camera to, let's see here. Can I get in here? No, maybe through the front. Yeah, you can't really see in there very well. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's try this. Oh, hello. There you go. It's not thoroughly detailed on the inside, but it's got some detail. Oh, there we go. Okay, we'll turn that off. Excuse me. So anyways, oh, there's my soldering gun or tool. So anyways, I gave them a donation to the museum, and now I am the custodian of the old stone fort. Now, what am I going to do with this? I mean, I don't remember what the dimensions on here are. Actually, let's see here. Oh, come on. There we go. So we're looking at 30 inches. So we're looking at about 30 inches by 50 inches footprint. That's my flag. I put it up every night, or let me rephrase that. I put it out every morning as early as I can. Sometimes I sleep in a little bit, maybe not. But I get it out as soon as I can, give it a salute, and then at night, sometimes I tend to forget, especially when it gets dark quicker. But anyways, I'll give it a salute and bring it back in, and every day, it's a nice little routine. But anyways, back to what we were talking about here. Engine house. What I'm going to do with it at some point, probably when I have a much bigger garage space than what I'm currently in and working with, what I'd like to do is turn it into a free modular layout piece. Now, what is Fremo? Well, you're going to have to go look up that to see the coolness that I cannot begin to describe, but just pretend you know what I'm talking about. It's a module for, you know, you get a bunch of guys together that have like 3 or 4 of these modules. They can put them together in like, well, you've seen my trains run on a modular layout. You've seen it with the Carson City Railroad Association layout that's we had at the museum. My last couple of videos. So what I want to do is set it up where you can attach this to one of those type of layouts. Will it be this model itself? I can't say that for sure, for certain, because it needs some tender love and care. And right offhand, I don't know how to start that. Not in my current residence, but I'm hoping in the next year or so I can get a house and maybe a bigger garage where I can actually have a workshop and I can figure out how to repair and hopefully improve on this. But anyways, what I'd like it to be is every one of these engine bays to be operable track. So that way you can watch locomotives come in and come out, especially on, I think it's both of these two ends here, would run down halfway or so to what would be like the car shops and the paint shops and everything. So like they could roll in the passenger cars when they're done with their their summer season, and then they can roll out the winter season passenger cars. While those are out, the summer ones are getting repaired in the paint shops and everything, getting redone and repurposed and repaired. And then at the end of the winter season, those cars go back and the summer cars come out, and that they would do that here. Plus, they would do it for other railroads, including the Central Pacific. They also had the narrow gauge railroad, which would have gone on a special track that would come into the first bay, I believe. So there's a lot of cool stuff that this engine house was involved with in not just the Virginia and Truckee Railroad, but the actual area around the Truckee Tahoe Meadows, Northern Nevada area. And that's stuff that we can talk about onto another video, because I need to get this stuff going, and I think I've put together enough video that it's going to leave my phone uploading for a while. So yeah, leave any of your thoughts on the comments below, and I'll chime back in with another update soon. Later.